Hi everyone, I'm Callie from Asana by Callee, and today I'm going to take you through a beginner-friendly slow flow class. Just because it's beginner-friendly does not necessarily mean that it will be easy, but I will be offering variations throughout the practice so that it's accessible for everyone. If at any point you feel like you need to stop and take a rest, please do so. This is your practice. Make sure that you do what is needed for your body in the moment. That can change from day to day or even minute to minute. So listen to your body as you go through the practice and take any rest that you may need. Before we get started, make sure you have a mat, comfortable clothes, a water bottle, maybe a towel nearby. I will also be cueing the use of blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, no worries. You can use any household item as a substitute that can bear a little bit of weight and is sturdy. So you can use books or boxes or even water bottles if they're the same height. Anything that can bear a little bit of weight and also bring the ground closer to you. So without any further ado, let's hop on our mat and get started. We'll begin our practice today in child's pose. So you're going to come to the back of your mat, big toes together, knees out wide, and then walk your hands forward on the mat so that your forehead can rest. If you're unable to get your forehead onto the mat, no worries, just grab that block or block substitute and rest your forehead on that. I'm going to begin by breathing in and out. So let's start with a big inhale. Exhale through your mouth and sigh it out. Inhale fully. Exhale, sigh it out. One more. Inhale fully. Exhale and sigh it out. Seal your lips and breathe in and out through your nose. Continue breathing at your pace, bringing awareness to that breath. So, as everyone knows, this has been a little bit of a different time right now with coronavirus and quarantines. I know there's been a lot of stress for a lot of people, myself included, that is surrounded around people being sick and being worried about loved ones, and maybe there's financial stress as well. And sometimes all of that stress builds up. And just like a wash rag gets heavy when it's filled with water, our bodies can get heavy when they're filled with stress. But luckily, just like the wash rag can be wrung out and twisted so that the excess water drains and it can dry quicker, we can also twist our bodies and wring out that stress. Throughout our practice today, there will be many opportunities to twist your body and begin to relieve and let go of that stress. I encourage you to leave that stress on the mat as we go through this practice so that you are relieving your body of the heaviness that comes with being like a damp washcloth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale and walk your hands and your head over to the right side of your mat. You can stack your left hand on top of your right, tack your left hip back, and breathe into your left lung and rib cage. Exhale and walk it back to the center. Inhale and walk it over to the left side, stacking your right hand on top of your left hand, tacking your right hip back, breathing in and out through your right rib cage. And bring it back to center. Crawl your hands out long on the mat. And on your next inhale, pull yourself forward into a tabletop position. Once you're in your table, take a moment to set up, bringing your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. On your next inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, and lift your gaze for cow. Exhale, round your spine, send your heart between your shoulder blades, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take 2 more rounds on your own, adding in any movement that you may need. It may be a side-to-side movement or a forward and back, or maybe even circles. And when you've finished both rounds, inhale back to a neutral spine. On your next inhale, sweep your right hand high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, bring it down to the mat, and your shoulder and right ear will come to the mat. You can keep your left hand here or walk it out long on the mat in front of you. And then stay with this, or if you need just a bit more sensation, press into your right hand and your right forearm to roll your right shoulder back even further. Breathe. Letting go of that stress, wringing it out and leaving it on your mat. Bring your left hand back underneath you if you walked it out. On your next inhale, sweep your right hand high to the sky, and then exhale it back down to the ground. Same thing, other side. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, thread the needle, bring it through. Bring your left ear and left shoulder down to the mat. Stay here or walk your right arm out long in front of you and stay. For a bit more sensation, you can press into your left hand and left forearm and roll that shoulder back. Breathe. Slowly bring your right hand back underneath you. Inhale, sweep your left hand up to the sky. Exhale it back down to the mat, back to table. Tuck your toes, sit your hips back, and then lift them up to the sky for downward facing dog. You can stay here in this short down dog or walk your hands about 1 handprint in front of where they were for table and come into a longer stance. In your downward facing dog, you can bend your knees if you need to, or straighten, whichever works for you. And don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground, mine never do. Wherever you are in your downward facing dog, pedal your feet left and right, bending one knee and then the other. Allowing a bit more space to come into this pose. And once you're ready, find stillness. On your next inhale, roll forward into a plank. Lower your knees down to the mat if you need to. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Again, inhale, roll forward into plank, lowering your knees if you need to. Exhale, downward facing dog. One last time, inhale, roll forward into plank. This time we're holding, lower your knees if you need to. Exhale and hold. Inhale, hold. And exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your toes out wide, pinky toes to the edges of your mat, and walk your hands back towards your feet, wide-legged forward fold at the back of the mat. Stay here. Bend your knees if you need to. You can take ragdoll here, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying gently left and right. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Let gravity do the work here. Release your elbows. Inhale, half lift. Find a straight spine. Bring your hands to your low back. Interlace your fingers. First, stretch your knuckles down towards your tailbone, and then exhale and fold. Maybe your arms lift off your back. If they don't, no worries. You're still getting that shoulder stretch. Slowly release that bind. Bring your hands back to the mat and crawl your way forward. Wide-legged plank. Lower your knees down to the mat this time. Untuck your toes, bend your elbows, and lower halfway to the mat for chaturanga. Push back up into plank. Tuck your toes, take your knees off the mat, push back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet back underneath your hips and then slowly tiptoe forward all the way to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Bend your knees here if you need to. I always do. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, we're going to stack one vertebrae on top of another at a time, slowly rising all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Once in your Tadasana, roll your shoulders back, ground through your feet. Find your foundation. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Lunge. Stay. And step your left foot back to follow, to plank. Lower your knees if you need to, and then slowly, keeping your elbows in tight, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat. Roll your shoulders back, peel your head and chest up, cobra. Exhale and lower to the ground. Retuck your toes, keep your knees grounded if you need to. Push up to your plank, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat, take them out wide, toe mounds together, sit back on your heels for child's pose. Child's pose is always available to you throughout the practice. It's a great place for rest, to ground, or simply take a minute for yourself. Sometimes as we release that stress through twisting, it can be nice to come back and take a moment for yourself before continuing. This pose is always available to you. You take it when you need it. When you're ready, retuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, plant it in between your thumbs, lunge. Pause. Step your left foot forward to follow, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms high overhead. Gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale to heart center or down by your sides. Inhale, sweep up. Gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale, your left arm forward, right arm back, twist. Gaze following your right hand. Square your hips to the front of the mat so you're engaging your core and using your obliques to twist. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep your left arm back. Right arm forward, active twist. Square your hips to the front of the mat so you're using your core. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Lower your left knee down to the mat. Plant your left hand. Sweep your right hand to the sky. Twist. Stay. Exhale your right hand back down to the mat. Step back to plank. Exhale and lower slowly all the way down to the mat, keeping your elbows in tight. Once on the mat, untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet into the mat, roll your shoulders back, peel your head and chest up. Cobra. Maybe this time your hands float, so you're only using the strength of your back. Exhale and lower. Push up through your chaturanga and plank. Keep your knees grounded if you need to. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Plant it between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Plant your right hand. Sweep your left hand up to the sky, gazing up. Stay. Exhale, plant your hand back to the mat. Step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep your arms up overhead. Gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale your hands to heart center, down by your side. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist right. Left arm comes forward, right arm back. Square your hips to the front of the mat using your core. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Left arm back, right arm forward. Square your hips to the front of the mat so you're using your core. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Grab your blocks or block substitutes if you have them. Keep them underneath your hands. And scoop your hips forward gently so you come into a lunge. Exhale, walk your hands and blocks back. Straighten through your front leg. Point your toes up to the sky. Half splits. Keep that straight spine. Inhale, forward, lunge. Exhale, back. Half splits. Inhale, forward, lunge. Exhale, back, half splits, keeping that straight spine. Inhale, forward to lunge. Set your blocks aside, plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower your knees if you need to, and then lower all the way down to the mat. Take your hands out wide, outside the edges of your mat, tent up onto your fingertips. Point your elbows to the sky. Inhale up, wide cobra. You can press through your hands this time. Maybe you find a little more height. Exhale and lower. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Keep your knees grounded if you need to, and press up through your plank and chaturanga all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg forward. Lower your back knee down to the mat. This time sweep forward and up with your arms. Low crescent lunge. Exhale. Bring your left arm forward, right arm back for a right twist. Gaze following your right hand. Use your core. Strengthen through your obliques. Inhale up, low crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, step forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way to the top. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist right. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist left. Keep your hips square. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Grab your blocks or block substitutes. Place them underneath your hands. And gently scoop your hips forward. Lunge. Exhale, walk it back, half split, straightening through your front leg, pointing toes up to the sky. Keep your spine straight. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, lunge. Set your blocks aside. Plant your hands. Step back, plank. Lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale up for cobra. Finding that cobra first. And then, if you'd like to, press into your hands. Press into the tops of your feet. Come up for up dog. Wherever you are, exhale and lower back down to the mat. Retuck your toes. Press through your chaturanga and plank. All the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left foot forward. Step it between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the ground. Sweep your hands forward and up. Low crescent lunge. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward, left twist. Gaze follows your left hand. Inhale up, low crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to the mat, step forward, fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way to the top. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up, gaze up to your hands. Exhale, twist right. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, plant your hands. This time, step back to plank, or if it's in your practice, hop back to chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale for downward facing dog. That is our vinyasa. You can take it whenever you need it during this class, or skip it all together and meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your thumbs. Rotate your back heel down 90 degrees, windmill your arms up and open, warrior two. Stay, settle in. Square your hips to the long side of your mat. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Draw your knee out wide so it goes to the top right corner of your mat. Inhale, flip your front palm. Float your back palm down to your back thigh. Inhale up, reverse. Exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. And left hand up to the sky, side angle. Stay. Inhale, return to warrior two. Stay. Exhale, plant your hands surrounding your front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your thumbs. Spin your back heel down 90 degrees, windmill your arms up and open, warrior two. Stay and settle in. Draw your knee out wide so it's going toward the front left corner of your mat. Flip your front palm, float your back palm down to your back thigh. Inhale up, reverse. Exhale, left forearm, left thigh, right arm up, side angle. Inhale, return to warrior two. Stay. Gaze over your left fingertips. Exhale, plant your hands surrounding your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step, hop, or jump to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way to the top. Exhale, your hands to heart center, down by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist right. Use your core, stabilize through your obliques. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Take your vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your thumbs. You can lower your back knee down to the mat for this sequence or engage through both legs, stabilize, find strength in your foundation, and keep it up off the mat. Wherever you are, sweep your hands forward and up. Crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus your arms. Push your heart forward. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twist right. Left arm forward, right arm back. Gaze follows your right hand. Inhale up, high crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to heart center. This time, twist right. Bring your left elbow to your right knee, your outside of your right thigh. Twist to the right. Sink into your lunge and stay. Bring your left hand down to the mat on the inside of your front foot. Sweep your right hand up to the sky. Twist. Plant your right hand on the other side of your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it between your thumbs. Again, you have the option of lowering your back knee down to the mat and taking this in a low crescent lunge, or engage through your legs, push through your foundation, create a strong foundation, and sweep forward and up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze your elbows together, push your heart forward. Inhale up, crescent lunge. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, gaze follows your left hand, twisted left. Inhale up. Exhale your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Twist. Plant your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Twist open. Left arm rises. Exhale, bring your left hand back to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top of the mat. Step, hop, or jump. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way to the top, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, take your vinyasa. Or skip it all together. Meet us in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes, walk your hands to your front thigh. Gently push away and scoop your hips forward. Sinking deep into this low lunge. You can stay here, or for a different sensation, you can drop your left hand out wide, squeeze your left heel back with the strength of your hamstring, then reach back with your right hand and catch your left foot. A strap might be useful here if you can't reach. Otherwise, just let that go and come back to the first pose. Wherever you are is the perfect place to be. If you do have a hold of your left foot, roll both shoulders back so your chest opens up to the side, twisting out that wet washcloth, letting go of that stress, leaving it on the mat. If you have your back foot engaged through your hamstring, keep it where it is, but let go with your hand, and then slowly lower your foot back down to the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of your front foot, lizard lunge. You can stay in your lizard lunge with your hands underneath your shoulders, or you can work on flexibility by bringing your elbows, your forearms, down to the mat or to blocks to bring the ground closer to you. You can stay here, or you can add more strength into this pose by tucking your back toes, lifting your back knee off of the mat. Wherever you are is the perfect place to be. Stay with what you have and breathe. If you've been using blocks, slowly move those out of the way. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. If you've not already tucked your back toe, do so. And then walk your hands to the left side of your mat, all the way back to your left foot, and come into Skandasana, low lunge on the left side. Now here, only go as low as is comfortable for you, and keep your hands grounded to the mat if you need to, or bring them to heart center. Work on strength. Exhale, push it to the right side, Skandasana on the right leg. Only go as low as you need to. One more time to the left. Maybe this time you go just a bit lower. To the right. And exhale, bring your hands to the mat, wide-legged forward fold to the long side of your mat. You can bring your toes in slightly, heels out slightly. Let everything hang. Gravity do the work. And then slowly walk your hands around to the front of your mat, surround them around your front foot, step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot rises. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your thumbs. Lower your back knee down to the mat, untuck your toes, walk your hands to your front thigh, interlace your fingers and gently push your thigh away. Low lunge. Again, you can stay here, or for a different sensation, drop your right hand out wide. Use the strength of your hamstring to pull your left foot in, your right foot, in behind you, and reach back with your left hand to catch your right foot. Make sure you roll off of your kneecap. If you have taken this grip, roll both shoulders back so your chest opens. If you've not taken the grip, stay where you are. It's the perfect place to be. If you have a hold of your foot, engage through your hamstring, keep it where it is and let go with your hand, then slowly lower it back down to the mat, bringing both hands to the inside of your front foot. Lizard lunge. You have options in your lizard lunge, the same as the other side. You can work on flexibility by bringing your forearms down to the mat or to blocks, or to make this a strength-based pose, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee off the mat. Breathe deeply in and out. You got this. If you're using props, slowly step them aside. And walk your hands around to the right side of your mat, coming into wide-legged forward fold. You can bring your toes in slightly, heels slightly out. Let gravity do the work here. Inhale for a half lift. Find your straight spine. Bring your hands to your low back. Interlace your fingers. First, stretch your knuckles down toward your tailbone, and then exhale and fold. Maybe your knuckles come up to the sky. If your knuckles stay on your back, no worries. It's a great place to be. Wherever you are, slowly release that bind. Bring your hands back to the mat and walk them out long in front of you for a wide-legged down dog. I'm lacking just a bit of space here, but you can walk them even further than mine are. Slowly bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and walk around to the front of your mat. Plant them surrounding your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale and travel to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Come all the way to the top, Tadasana. Exhale your hands to heart center, down by your sides. Take a moment to take a water break, towel off if you need to. We're going to be moving into our standing balance poses next, so if you need to move next to a wall or a piece of furniture, take this opportunity to do so. Once you're ready, we'll meet back in Tadasana. Feet hips width distance apart, grounding down through the four corners of your feet, lifting up through the arches. Bring your shins forward, thighs back. Engage your quadriceps. Bring your pelvic bowl to neutral. Lift your low belly in and up, knit your ribs down so your core engages. Lift your sternum, roll your shoulders back, and bring your ears back over your shoulders. Once you've found your foundation, shift your weight into your left foot, come up onto your right toes. Bring your right knee slowly up to your chest and your hands to your right shin. We're going to go into a variation of revolve standing big toe. If revolve standing big toe is in your practice and you would like to take the pose and its full expression, go for it. Otherwise, stay with me as we go into this variation. Keep your left hand on your shin where it is. Activate your core. Twist your body to the right side. Twist your right arm back. Gaze over your right fingertips. Breathe. Allowing your body to let go of the stress. Wringing out your wash rag. Slowly bring your right hand forward. Bring it back to your shin. Take your knee out wide. You can bring your hands to heart center and lower your toes down to the mat. Heel onto your left ankle bone. Tree pose. Stay here or slide your foot up to your left calf. Stay or continue sliding your foot up to your left inner thigh, bypassing your knee entirely. Wherever you are is the perfect place to be. Slowly come out of the pose the same way you came into the pose, with control, and lower your right foot all the way down to the mat. Take a moment to shake that out. Take any movements that you may need, and then find stillness again in your Tadasana. Set up your foundation the same way, grounding down through your feet, lifting through the crown of your head. Bring your weight into your right foot, come up onto your left toes. Slowly bring your left knee into your chest. put your hands around your left shin bone. Again, revolve standing big toe. If you'd like to take the pose in its full expression and that is in your practice, go for it. Otherwise, we're taking the variation. Keep your right hand on your shin bone, your left shin bone. Sweep your left hand out behind you. Activate through your core, twist. Slowly bring your left hand back to your shin. Take your knee out wide, hands to heart center, and bring your toes down to the mat, heel on your right ankle bone. Stay in tree here, or slide your foot up to your inner calf. You can stay here or continue sliding your foot up to your inner thigh, bypassing your knee entirely. You can take whatever version you took on the first side. Slowly, with control, release your foot back down to the mat and shake it out. All right. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift, straight spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to a plank. Lower your knees if you need to, and then slowly keep your elbows in tight and lower all the way down to the mat. Once you're on your belly, flip over to your back, and then sit up into a seat, knees bent. Hug your knees into your chest. Then ground your hands by your hips. Keep your toes on the mat and stay here for boat pose, or lift your shins so they're parallel to the mat. You can stay here or bring your hands out long by your shins. If you'd like to straighten through your legs, go for it. We're going to stay in boat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your feet to the mat. Take a round of cat and cow just like we did in the beginning. Breathing and following your breath through these motions. We're going to go back into boat the exact same way that we just came out of it. Take whatever option you were just in. Engage through your core. Hold for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and lower back down to the mat. All right, we've got one more. Take a round of cat and cow here. Release all of that work, that core work. And then come back to the same variation you were just in. This time we're going to lower down to the mat, rolling your spine down, straightening your legs as they go down. And when you reach that point that's just a little bit shaky, stay and hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale it all down to the mat. Once you're down on the mat, bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, your arms down beside you long, setting up for bridge pose. Engage your glutes, engage your inner thighs, engage your core, and lift your hips up off the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs together as if you had a block between them, and you could squeeze that block. Hold. Exhale and lower slowly all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Another bridge. Engage all of those same muscles. Squeeze your glutes, your inner thighs, your core, and then lift your hips up to the sky. You can stay here like we just did, or interlace your fingers underneath your low back. Roll your shoulders under. Press into your hands, press into your arms, and lift your hips just a little bit higher. Stay. Exhale, release the bind. Slowly lower one vertebrae at a time all the way back down to the mat. One more time, you can take either of the first two options, whichever felt better to you and your body, or maybe you skip it altogether and take a rest. Whenever you're ready, go through the same process, engage all of those same muscles, and then lift your hips up to the sky. Bridge. Exhale and slowly lower back down to the mat. Keep your knees where they are and then gently windshield wiper left and right. A little massage for your low back after all of that work. And then bring your knees into your chest. Squeeze them tight for wind removing pose. Drop your arms out wide into a T. And then slowly drift your knees over to the right. Your gaze can stay up toward the ceiling, or it can drop over your left shoulder for a bit more twist. As our last opportunity for a twist here, remember to squeeze out your wash rag. Let all of the excess water and stress flow onto your mat, where it will stay and be relieved from your body. Inhale, bring your legs back to center, then exhale them to the left side. Gaze can stay up at the ceiling or go over your right shoulder. Stay and breathe, bringing out that wash rag, allowing that stress to melt, flow away. Slowly bring your knees back to center. You can give them one more hug. If there's any final pose that would feel good to your body in your practice today, maybe that's a happy baby or a reclined bound angle. Whatever it is, go ahead and take it now. Or if you're ready for your Savasana, your final resting pose, take your feet out to the edges of the mat. Allow your feet to fall out. Bring your hands alongside your body, palms up, eyes closed. Rest in your Savasana. See if there's any place that remains to have tension. Maybe that's in your face, or your jaw, or your fingertips. If there is any tension anywhere else, allow it to leave your body and rest on the mat. to your breath, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, your body touching the mat, grounded into the mat. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring life back into your extremities. Take gentle circles with your wrists, your ankles. Reach your arms up high overhead. Stretch out long for a good morning stretch. And then slowly bring your knees in and make your way to your right side. Use your bicep as a pillow. Rest for just a moment longer. And then bring your left hand to the mat and slowly push up so you make your way to a seat. Easy seat, Sukhasana, legs crossed. You can keep your eyes closed, bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head slightly down to your hands. As yogis, we always say namaste at the end of a class, and that literally means the light in me sees and honors the light within you. And that's very true today. I thank you all for joining me in this practice. I hope you were able to twist your wash rag, wring out some of the dampness, some of the stress, and you'll move forward with your day lighter, more free. The light within me sees and honors the light within you. Namaste.